Congressman Fred Upton, the committee chair, and from Republican from the great Southwest St. Joseph. Welcome back to the program, sir.
Good morning, Michael Patrick, and it was nice to see you on the Big Island last week.
The Big Island of Mackinac, as they say, for the Republican conference there. Sure was fun to be up on a panel with 8 members of Congress, including a chair like yourself. And like I said that day, I always figured I'd be in front of a congressional panel, but I didn't think I'd be the one asking questions.
Yeah, you didn't raise your right hand to take the oath there.
Well, what about it? I mean, that was very fun to see you, but how about seeing the Pope yesterday? And you had, from what I understand, and if this is true on CNN, the people who were selected to be along the center aisle were handpicked by the leadership, and so there you were.
Well, I was. I had a reserved seat. That's very rare. Most of the time, a joint session, it's first come, first served. There are some people, and I can remember Dale Kildee years ago. He had the record. He would show up 8 or 9 hours prior to when the president or whoever it was going to speak, just so that he could get an aisle seat, be able to shake the dignitary's hand, and obviously often be on the front page if you name the paper. But yesterday it was a little bit different. They said, look, we've got a real timing issue. We want this to proceed quickly. We're going to get rid of some of the pomp and circumstance up and down, that type of thing. And nobody touched the Pope when he goes down that aisle. So I was there, and it was, I was actually with him a couple times over the couple days that he was here. I went to the outdoor mass the day before, got very close to the Pope-mobile. Went by me twice. But what a strong message he gave yesterday. I mean, that's the real thing. I mean, that's very strong support and love. And I was able to get on the backside of the Capitol when he spoke from the speaker's balcony, and he gave a 4 or 5 minute message to the tens of thousands of people who obviously couldn't get into the House chamber as well. So when he said "God bless America" in that little accent of his, it was very powerful.
Yeah, here was his opening line in front of y'all there, the U.S. Senators and U.S. members of the House of Representatives.
I am most grateful for your invitation to address this joint session of Congress in the land of the free at the home of the brave.
Yeah, that was a rousing way to start for the partisans, huh?
Well, and I think at that point, Speaker Boehner had already used 3 handkerchiefs.
He did, didn't he?
He was, he's got quite the emotions, and it was pouring down. He was wiping his eyes and his nose, and he was something else. But,
I don't blame him, because again, this is what I heard on CNN, is that this was his idea, that he'd invited popes on a number of occasions to come and do this, and finally got his offer accepted.
Well, that's right. He's a very strong Catholic. Played football for Catholic schools in Ohio. Actually, Lou Holtz was I want to say he was his coach way back when.
Wow.
And so I can remember going to Rome with John Boehner back in the 90s. So it must have been the mid-90s or so. Obviously, he wasn't a speaker, but he might have been a committee chair. I'm not sure. I was on this committee. And he got up at 4:30 in the morning. They had a private audience with the Pope. He was one of those that was selected to do that, and he was just so excited. I mean, he lives his faith every day. It was really a fun day yesterday.
Was there anything the Pope said that upset anybody, any whispers in the hallway?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we had an idea what he was going to talk about. We do care about the planet. We do care about the unborn. We do care about the most vulnerable. And we know that we are a beacon to the rest of the world. We are the land of dreams. And, he talked about 4 individuals, Abe Lincoln, Dorothy Day, Dr. King, and Thomas Merton. Here's four very strong individuals who live their dreams and change the world, help change the country as well. So it was. I don't think anybody. We had one member. Chose not to come and made a big deal of it, but for everyone else, it was really a great event. That was, and we certainly, I think, showed our respect for a man that took over this town for a couple of days. I mean, I don't think I've ever gotten to the office quicker. Now, I did go in early yesterday, 5 o'clock. But coming home last night, we had votes yesterday as we have votes today. It was, I got home in record time. I mean, it was like 12 minutes. I live over by the airport. It was something else.
Well, get those votes done and get back to the Great Southwest this weekend as fast as you can. It's going to be a beautiful weekend along the lakeshore. And Congressman Fred Upton is a beautiful fella at 42 minutes after the hour.